when we try to right, so when we go back to the discussion of patent and utility model, so you have specific devices there or processes, but for integrated circuits, if you have these chips, no, so you have developed these chips because it's also a very difficult to develop, so you can seek for protection related to integrated circuits. Okay, so as mentioned, I will not dwell so much in this because you guys are not electronics engineers, no, so let me go to the other very important aspect though of this integrated circuit. So basically the protection that we are seeking for is on the topography. No? So this design, no? The layout and design of the silicon wafer, right? Okay. So what kinds of layout designs are eligible for protection? So you can refer to the ways of how these manufacturing companies actually put together all these resistors, capacitors, inductors. No? And I think one important thing also for this is that if you have an integrated circuit design, then you can seek for, or you can get 10 years no, of protection, at least 10 years from the filing of the application. So this is one example. This is a basic, the first IC that was established, although this one is big, but today's IC is very, very much complicated already. So for ECE, just like me, you know, for electronics engineers, they would appreciate this. They have these different layers of the silicon chip. So that is integrated circuit. So I know that's kind of difficult for you guys now as students in the geology. No? So this one is very important as well because you guys can also develop your own industrial design. And you just need to understand what is this industrial design protection. So industrial design basically refers to the ornamental or aesthetic aspects of a product. No? So if you have a mobile phone, then you are particular with how the mobile phone is being designed. No? So that is a three-dimensional design. So you can get a protection for that. No? So you guys, if you develop a product in the future, no, so if you're employed as well, then your job, part of your job is to develop new products. So basically, you can get an industrial design protection. No? So three-dimensional features such as shape of the product, or two-dimensional features such as ornamentation, patterns, lines, or color of a product. So a combination of one or more such features. So pwede siya, no? Okay. So this one are examples basically. No? So you have this parang ano, what do you think about the left part of the design? This photo from Alex Nizardo. No, so shout out to Alex Nizardo. So what do you think about this? What is this? Can you guess what this design is or product? So there are how many of you here? Let me check the attendance. Okay, you have Kiana, Marlo, David, Erlington, Jessa, Jessel, Jubil, John Carl, Janiel, Colonel, Lloyd, Matt, and Yanni. So these are the active students, no? So here in this class. So Junior said it's a couch or a chair type. Si Jubil have other perspective. It's a sandal. So when I also look at it, no, so parang sandal. Jessel and Matt and Yannick, Yana, Colonel said they are. This one is a chair. So Jessel also added furniture, chair for Jessa, Marlo, chair. All right. So yeah, so we have different perspective, no? But what we can actually, if we try to examine this carefully, no? So this is really like a chair, no? So I'm not sure if this can be a rocking chair, no? That you can like lean back and then you can actually, this chair will also parang go back and forth, no? So basically this is a chair. Now for the app, thank you guys now for answering. So at least I know you're there. So for two-dimensional design, basically these are different patterns, lines, curves, or shapes that are formed and designed so that it will come out as appealing, not to the eyes of the, for example, the well, for you guys, for me, for everybody. So if you appreciate the design, that is an industrial design. So the National Institute of Design, so they have plenty of this design. So basically, if you want to protect your textile, that's correct, Jason. No? So basically, if you have a very original textile design that you integrate, no, sa mga sinina, habol, pwede gid siya i-protect, no? So protect under the industrial design. So if you design a clothing brand, so naka unique nga design nga nobody else, parang original gid siya, no? Original gid nimo nga design, then you guys can apply for industrial design. And then of course, just like patent and utility model, so that gives you the state when your application is approved, the Philippine government or the state will actually help you protect, no, that invention, this industrial design invention. So by the way, in the US, it's amazing because they also still consider this as a patent, no? So ang tawag lang nila ani is design patent, no? So napo utility patent, no? So tapos katog yung invention patent. So there are 3 types of patents that exist in the US, no? So invention patents, so napog kay petty patents, which is our utility model, and then this one is the design patents. So remember during our previous class last week, so the boy, no, who pitched this idea, so he have plenty of patents because one is the design patent, and then the invention patent related to solving the problem na dili bitaw kanang kalas or kanang magka bungkag-bungkag ang imong paint. So that is invention patent. But he also has this design patent. So meaning to say, in one particular product, we can basically seek for multiple types of patent, no, or protection. Okay, I hope you can remember that. No, so basically, pwede gid siya. Okay, so I think we covered this now. Ang comment ni Jessa related to textile. So next is other examples for industrial design. So these are plastic bottles. I'm showing you plastic bottles of perhaps cooking oil, or vinegar, or soy sauce, or even the toothbrush, no, the industrial design, no, for toothbrush. So a lot of companies actually apply, no, because they don't want also others to copy their design, diba? So you thought about that, you spend a lot of hours, and then somebody will just copy it. So if you have this kind of very good designs, so you can seek for industrial design, no, protection. So if you go to the supermarket, guys, that's about Tumukwano, Robinson's, SM, you will really see that these different cooking oil have different containers. Now, because these companies are very particular with their respective intellectual property as well. So if you go to the supermarket, you'll never see a container for cooking oil that has similar design. And that is same or true with the, I'm not sure if you noticed this, but this is true also with the water bottle, no? Water bottle. So that's the same. Okay? So water bottle, okay po gyapon siya, no? So pareha ra gyapon. All right. Next would be another example, maybe. So you can see here, I mentioned about the mobile phone. So you can protect the design of the mobile phone, and even kaning mga uban nga design, no? So these are 3-dimensional designs. Also your bike, if mahilig mo mag-art, no? So you have this talent, no, na you're very creative in terms of designing things, no? So actually design can be developed, nurtured, no, especially when you're young. So you can actually like develop designs, no? So you can protect that. So if you notice also in the market, there are no similar designs in terms of the cars. So if you compare Toyota and Mitsubishi, so it's impossible for you to see that there is a similar design between the Fortuner and the Montero Sports. So ultimately, these companies are very particular with the industrial design as well. And by the way, if you go to IPOFIL website, so you will look for the industrial design. So these car companies like Toyota, Mitsubishi, they apply for industrial design here in the Philippines. No? So anyway, the cost for application for industrial design is um, um, not very expensive. No? So for other our artists, I think you guys know Kenneth Kobonpwe. Do you know Kenneth Kobonpwe? So Kenneth Kobonpwe is a very popular designer, especially for yes, Yani, no. So I think you're all familiar with him. So he's popular with Hollywood stars, no, because just like this, parang if you notice this, uh, parang bed, no. So that is a design talaga ni Kenneth Kobonpwe na this bed here. So that bed is basically a design of Kenneth Kobonpwe, and si Angelina Jolie ba yun? Angelina Jolie bought this kind of bed. So that one, and then and this one here, guys. So let me tell you a story, no? This what do you call this? Ano to? What do you think of this? This is also a I don't know chair. No, so I think made of rattan. No, I'm not really good into the furniture. No, but this one, guys, is this is a very popular design because this was used I think during the time of Pinoy, no? So Noynoy Aquino, there was a summit here in the Philippines wherein the head of state of the different countries were here, including of course, Barack Obama was here and other leaders, no, world leaders. So they used this during one of the parang kasi it's a native parang ang theme nila doon when this government or these world leaders gathered. So the theme was like this, it's really showcasing about Filipino culture, no. So this one was designed by Kenneth Kubanque, and during that time, Kenneth Kubanque was not selling this yet because he was showcasing this. And then after that, this chair cost around 75,000 pesos basically. No, so you can see this online and even practically expensive. No, so for us, if this costs 75,000, I will not buy this because it's very expensive, right? So I can buy many round tables na siguro, and chairs, no? So for the house, but this one is for the rich, no? So ang market ni Common Way is not for the ordinary people. It's for the rich and with money, no? So karon ang what happened was that when Kenneth Common when this one came out, so a lot of people were really interested, and then people kind of began to like 75K, no? People tried to copy this because they saw this design and it was very popular. So they wanted to ride on the popularity of this design. So what happened is that people developed this, no, so Filipino. So and then of course made a copycat, and then they sold it for around 15K each. So it's still expensive. No, I will not even be buying at that much. And I think kung laagad mo din sa Butuan, if you happen to a different hotel, you can see this design. Do you know which hotel na siya? Do you know which hotel? Do you know here in Butuan City nga nakaimanani nga design? Yeah, wala. Kikirit ko na so, but I doubt it if it's a very original because they put it outside, no? Parang near the swimming pool. Do you have an idea, guys? Asa na siya? Si Yani, correct. Yani, it's in Watergate. Correct, Yani. No, so Watergate, that's correct. So it's in Watergate. So, I'm not sure if that's the original, no, but I kind of saw this in Watergate. It's a very expensive another item from Kenneth Kubanpe. All right. So the story is that because of the copycat, Kenneth Kubanpe said, no, kinopya ng mga tao tapos I will not be able to sell my products not to original because the rich may consider why buy 75,000 when in fact there are so many available chairs like this in the market today. So that costs only 15K. So they would consider that no instead. Diba? So but what happened is that since Kenneth Covenant has industrial design for this, he applied for industrial design. So what happened is that he saw complaints, no? So with help from the Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines, together with the DTI and the National Bureau of Investigation, no, NBI. So he went there and then complained, and then so the NBI went after those copycats. No? So labi na ang katong mga vendor for this. So they confiscated all of this kaning-aning a chair. And then what happened next is that really alarming. Like, they burned all of this, no, kaning mga copycats. So, ingon na siya, no? So, isunog yun. Okay? So, meaning to say, if you have the intellectual property protection, that means that you have the right, no, to protect, and then you also can go after those copycats. So that's the only thing, no, because the state will not go after them unless there will be complaints. No? So if we have our own intellectual property, we need to remember that you guys will have to enforce it. No? Meaning to say, you have to really identify katong mga naki-write on, no? And then you have to make complaints and things like this, no, because it's only at that time that will happen. So that's the only time that these government agency will also go after those infringers because they committed an infringement, you know, industrial design infringement for this month. Now, okay, how long does the protection last for industrial design? So, term of protection under industrial design laws 5 years, but you can renew that for another 5 years and 5 years, and then for a total of 15 years. And after that, then it's no longer, you know, possible for us to maintain our industrial design. And during that time, perhaps you guys will be able to get the return already of your investment. You know, spend time, you spend resources, and then you produce this IP. So more or less during that time, exhaust the market, and then there are new other designs for the phone. Putol-putol akong boses. Okay, thank you, Julian. So, yeah, so turn off my cam siguro, no? All right. Okay. So, trademark. Questions with industrial design, guys? Do you have questions? Mawala akong audio. Okay. Ano ka? Now, let me see now. So, please hold. Okay, I'm connected to a different. So, please wait lang ha. All right. So, I'm in a different router now. So, hopefully you can hear me. I think that's all right. So, basically, we have 15 years in total. No? So, perhaps during that time, you will be able to recoup your investment, your hard work, the time you spent, the money you invested in to develop the product. And so you will be able to get a return of your investment already by this time. All right. So that's industrial design. No? So any questions from the industrial design? Any comments or clarifications before I proceed with another type of intellectual property? Wala? Okay. So I assume wala. No, so okay, none so far. I hope that's clear with you guys now. Trademark. So this one is also very popular, no, because a lot of companies invest resources, time, and money to produce a very good trademark that people will remember their product, services, or their company. So a trademark is a word, a group of words, sign, symbol, logo, or a combination thereof that identifies and differentiates the source of the goods or services of one entity from those of others. No? So that means that not two companies have the same trademark, especially for competing companies, they will have their different design. So you know there are so many designs available in the market right now, di ba? So often, wala-wala gid ang akong audio. Nako, and baka si internet, no? So basically, we may have problems with the internet. Okay, let me check my. So, need to check my internet connection now. Latency is good. I have 85 MB at least internet connection. Do you guys, is everybody like experience that? Or perhaps it would be on your end? No? Maybe try to also check the internet connection because perhaps problem is also to you guys. You have a slow bandwidth. So far I have 87 MB for both download and upload. Alright, so let me continue. So if you're a business, distributing your goods or services from others gives you a competitive edge. So you have to learn more about trademarks now. If you are already in business now, so you need to apply for trademark. And sometimes even trademark, so even so even for trademark, there are people who like kind of use this. So for example, in a basketball play, in a basketball, so kanang may tag na trademark ako kanang mag-dunk sa Jordan, lagi na sa trademark gawas yung tila, no? So mga tayo mo associate ana, no? Trademark ni Jordan sa mag-dunk na sa naging gawas yung tila, no? So yan na. So meaning to say these other people also associate that with the other uses. Okay, that shows your identity, no? For example. So basically that's trademark. But usually we can see for trademark, so graphical designs, no? So for example, you can see here different graphical designs. Of course, the very popular Macdo, no? So yellow and letter F for a very long time. Macdo, nakita siya. Yeah, people would kind of imitate that, like out of hands, we would raise our hands and put the tips of our hand or fingers on our head, on top of our head, and then that's a sign already of Macdo, no? So that's a trademark. And basically, every company puts premium of trademark because that's the association. So in big cities, you may immediately, like for example, in Buban, for example, in one case, you'll know that you're near in Gaisano if you see also the logo Macdo, di ba? Okay. We know that Macdo is located in Gaisano. So, ay, doon ako Gaisano, di ba? May sign, no, ng Macdo, right? So, these are different. So, signs that are used in business, no? So, trademark. Okay. All right. A trademark can be protected in perpetuity or forevermore, no, if regularly monitored and properly maintained. So, kung may forevermore man, ito yung trademark, no? Kung may forevermore. So, the period of protection is 10 years from the date of issuance and is renewable for a period of 10 years at a time. Okay? So, you'll see here a Macdo with letter R also, and then TM also. So, you often see this in the company's different logos, no? So they put R, then TM. So what are the differences between the two? So as stated there, the TM symbol can be used by any person or business to indicate that a particular word, phrase, or logo is intended to serve as an identifier for the source of the product or service, and you do not have to register. You have to have a registered trademark to use it, and many companies will opt to use the TM symbol for new goods or services in advance of and during the application process. Meaning to say, at the time of their application, which is not yet officially registered, so you put a TM. Now that means signifying to the public or to the people that this is the trademark of the Starbucks that is ongoing processing, no? So approval process, right? Pero ang R, the simple R, indicates that this word, phrase, or logo is already a registered trademark for that particular product or service or for the company. Now, so it another unstable. So it must be only used in the case of registered trademarks. So you only have to find that. So you can only use this R registered. No? So if you have registered already, so that means the add to fill already provided you a information that you have an approved trademark already. Okay. So yeah, there are various people who would like try to design, no, and we call this as trademark parody because they're trying to like there is a popular brand and then you kind of parang mix it, no. So for example here the North Face, I think that is a brand. You see that a clothing brand or a bag and other things, and then of course Filipinos are very creative, and then the South Bat because the shape is like a bat, and then you have their SUP, you know, so basically that's a logo for the UPS, no. So yeah, so they try to make fun of it, no. So this is what you call the trademark parody, no. So the other one is like someday I will get served because there's another company in the US, no. So this is a food company actually, no. So and then they kind of make fun of this also with Puma and Pudel. So yeah, so people kind of make fun of them, and I think this one is not an exception to making fun. So I noted here, is this already a franchise? Because in Manila you'll see these different Magnolia Bee, no, Magnolia Bee. Yeah. So McDo and Jollibee combined, so they have this Magnolia Bee. Of course, this is not a registered trademark, no, and I still consider this like kind of a parody na to get attention of the people who would like trying to find for food, for example. So it's kind of, yeah. So I'm not sure, no, if like this is a very close to the trade names of McDo and Jollibee. No? So, and although McDo and Jollibee may go after them, but I don't think they do not pose a serious threat, no, to Jollibee's business or McDonald's business, no, because most of these guys are selling barbecues, no, so chicken barbecues or pork barbecues. No, so they're not really a threat, no, to this big company. So that's why it continues to be there. No, but when you try to apply for trademark for this, it's difficult to pass. That's for sure. No? Difficult to pass. It's just the differences between trademark versus industrial design. No? So for you guys, I think it's good for you to also understand, no, the differences between the two. Trademarks are signs that distinguish the goods or services of a company, and the other one, industrial design, protects the whole or partial appearance of the goods. Okay, I hope you can distinguish the two. No? So that's basically the summary, you know, of industrial design and trademark. Unless if you have a question, then I'm open for a discussion also. Okay, questions so far? Trademark, industrial design. So these are the references that we use now for this particular presentation. Questions, guys? None? Yes, Colonel?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Hi, good morning. Yes.
Sir, my question, sir, is about I don't know if it's a trademark, sir, or one. Kanang halal bita, sir, kanang halal.
Okay.
Naka-indicate na halal sa product.
Yes.
Just want to
Oo.
concern kanang nakoy learning, nakoy idea about pero gusto na ako, sir, na kanang murag pa-expand pa bita, sir, kung unsa gid na siya, then is it a trademark ba, sir, kanang halal, sir?
Yeah, so that halal is actually known as also as a collective mark, no? So collective mark ang tawag nato ana. You know, when we say collective mark, that is a parang ano, no? Yeah, so it's so I think that part, no, kanang Muslim related nga certification nga indeed kani siya, kani nga product nga this is safe for our Muslim brothers, no, to basically consume the product, no, or the food, no. So that's the first explanation, no. Like our Muslim would identify na it's okay to eat here because the food preparation, the process, the ingredients that they use, so they do not mix it with, like for example, with meat, no. So they're particular with that, no. So especially pag raw materials, no. So basically anything that has something to do with pork is not involved in the process, no, to produce the food. So that's one. But related to the mark, the collective halal, no. So para siyang stamp, no, stamp of a quality of the product that it's not, there's pork is has nothing to do with the production of this food, no. And then they also have this, like for example, I learned before in the manufacturing company, so somebody from the religious community, no, prayed over the facility, made a particular parang attention, no, to the company when they produce this canned fish tuna. So they prayed over it, no. So there's this ceremonial process, no, that the company needs to observe, no, so that they will be able to like satisfy the halal, no. So that's a very good question. So yeah, so it's like more or less like a seal of approval, no. So this is halal is a collective mark, no. So it's not particularly owned by one particular business, no. Parang ISO siya, no, certification. So you are being certified if you follow this set of rules that governs, no, the certification of halal. Then if you follow these steps, processes, and the way how it works, no. So that is a collective mark, no, that provided to a particular company that indeed they are you are following, you are up to the no, and then for Muslim brothers to safely or conveniently and confidently eat the product, no. So of course there are restaurants you can go to. So nobody owns this mark. It's just that you need to, if you want to, like our Muslim brothers to parang get this product or consume that product, so you need to be certified, no. I think Jollibee and all others are really doing that as well, no, so that our Muslim brothers can eat, no, in the restaurant and be confident that wala gini siya baboy na mix, no. So that's one. So nobody earns this, and I mean, in comparison to the things that we discussed now about trademark, those belongs to the parang to the company themselves, no. So there are different kinds of collective marks, not just the halal, but also in I'm not sure in the Philippines, but in European markets. So napo na sila ingon nga tatak nga kana bitong I just forget the term, but I think you know these guys, no. So parang pure or kanang wala kay chemicals, di ba? So can you guys chat that? Wala kay gimix nga chemicals to produce this gulay, to produce this rice. Do you know that? Kina siya kanang not really GMO. You did not organic. That's correct, Yanni. Yeah, that's the term that I'm just looking for. Yeah, organic. No, in Europe there are certain markets that they are very particular with terms of the parang how people produce, na especially farmers produce their product, no? So they don't want to be kana bilang na ay mga fertilizers, no, or I mean na ay mga mga insects nga, insecticides nga ginagamit, no? So they want it to be organic, no? So there also is that kind of special stamp of approval, no? And then there are particular companies that built, no, this type of certification. And what they do is that they conduct survey inspections of really the farm, you know. So that's one. The other one is I also watch a documentary in Netflix that um there are also tuna, or ano no na when they do fishing, they don't harm the sharks, they don't harm the whales. So that's another stamp, no, that they would like to indicate in their label. No. So when you are certified, so that means you can use that collective mark in your label so that people will understand, this is pala organic, or this is halal, or this is a, you kaning ano, this company doesn't like get sharks or whales during their fishing expeditions, kumbaga, no? So things like that, no? So these are common collective marks that you can see also in the market. All right. Thank you for that question. Yeah.
Thank
Any
you, sir.
other
Thank
more?
you.
Thank you, ha. Okay. Very interesting question. Very good. All right. You may have other questions in mind or clarifications.
Sir, meron po ako.
Yes. Yes, Janiel.
It's not more of a concern, parang more of an issue about
Mhm.
trademark, sir.
Okay.
Like, murag bitaw nahimog, some common folks are abusing the use of trademark system. Guys, case based now na ibaon, sir, kay even normal people can register trademark of anything, like sa katong issue ng trademarking the word makagago, sorry sir, makagwapo. Oh my god. Makagwapo.
Okay.
Then that call sign, trademarking the call sign Han, and also trademarking concert website.
Okay.
Parang
Sige.
nagiging abusive na yung pag-use ng trademark.
Yeah. 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 So thank you for bringing that up, Janiel. No, that's another good point. So the job of the Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines is really to screen out the applications. No? So there are certain rules in terms of what will be acceptable or will be approved by the IPOFIL, and they have this set of rules. Now, for example, if these are common words being used every day, then you cannot actually seek for or get a trademark for that. No, so it's not. Yeah, it's really impossible. No, and then sometimes they will ask you if you're using this in business. No, otherwise the IPOFIL will not grant the registration. Initially, you may be granted, but then eventually the IPOFIL actually require you to submit the use of that particular trademark. Is this used in a gadget or your device that is your product? No, so if you gotta show anything like that, then you'll not be able to maintain the trademark. No, so kato mga common words nga makagwapo, that's difficult. No, that's difficult. I mean, it's difficult for you guys to get a trademark, no, from the IPOFIL. No, so unless it's really like how you can distinguish that from the words that we use every day. No, so that's one. No, so these guys maybe that who are like claiming they have trademark, unless they showed you they have a really parang ano no parang evidence that they have a trademark, then actually everybody can use that. No, so as long as they have that trademark, that's the only time that they can claim na ay ayon gid mo pwede maggamit ng kana nga trademark. No, So
Pero sir,
even
what if
as
sir?
yes, yes.
What if kung sa certain scenario is why mapakita nga yung certification pero pwede sila yung yung nagkuha ng trademark is maka-create sila ng cease and desist order ba yun? Or even
Yeah,
punishable
so so at first they have to kasi the benefit of the doubt lies upon those claimants na they have their own registered trademark. So they really have to show that. Unless otherwise that this claim is proven, then that's the only time that they can really exert na they have a trademark. And for us guys, what you want to do is you can actually go to the database. For example, sige, this is a good thing about our discussion. I'll try to open the website so that you guys will know where to go also. If in case you need to check about the different trademarks or things like that. So basically, okay, I'll try to screen share my Google para wait. Okay, that's one. Okay, I hope you can see this. Okay. ipofil.gov.ph. Okay, so just wait, just wait for this. Okay, sometimes we may have problems with the ipofil website. Now you go to, for example, there are different kind of information that you can get. Now, actually, the topics that we discussed, you can get it also from here. And then what you can do is maybe go to e-services or even here. Now, for example, here, trademark. So services, trademark. And then you go to the trademark search. Search. I hope you're following, no? Trademark search. So you click on that. And then this is now the database actually of the ipofil, and this is kind of integrated also with the World Intellectual Property Organization. Then this is the part wherein you can validate if indeed there is an existing trademark for a particular product or service. For example, for us, Caraga State. So our technical expert in the office is Kenneth Sudad in terms of trademark applications. So he's the responsible person for most of our trademark application. So for example, search, just simply search. So you're looking for the trademark. So this is one issue. Kenneth is reapplying this because there was no parang napakita na use. So basically, so there's another word, Caraga State University, CSU, that is a registered trademark. And then there's also different trademark here. So you can verify that here. Like for example, you mentioned about Makagwapo, no? So if you plan to use that, so you have to register there. Junial, do you know Christian Merck? He applied for Makagwapo na. Are you seeing my screen, guys?
Sir. Yes, sir.
So he filed for this 8/26/2021. So this is registered. I don't know what is the detail of this. So ang ingon siya dire, reproduction of the mark where the mark is represented in standard characters Makagwapo. And then the name address of the applicant is Inay Cavite. And he applied for the journal or diaries VLAG or blog, providing online non-downloadable videos, publication of multimedia material online relating to electronic video blog publications. So he was provided. So that means that the ipofil already examined this properly, if it's worth or not. So he tried to justify it that is his vlog or blog. So in this particular case, that means that he has this vlog. Now what he's trying to do is that nobody else can actually create a YouTube. For example, on YouTube, his channel is Makagwapo channel. Then what he's trying to do is that nobody else will try to come up with the same name as what he has also already claimed, no? Makagwapo na YouTube na channel or vlog. Okay? So that's what he's trying to protect here, no, in terms of the in terms of the application of his trademark. Okay? No, so he has been able to get this. I think this is very new, no, because the registration is 10/24, and if you go back to the filing is August, no, that's fast. In terms of 2 months times, 2 months, no, in less than 2 months, 2 days, no less, for 2 months. Okay, so Monisha Juniel, no, so that means that indeed you can verify in the website sa IPOFIL or sa WIPO to check if it's indeed registered or not. No, so he kind of justified this that it's not just purely a word, but he was trying to do this online blog. No, so meaning to say, kamo po pwede. You can get a trademark if you're doing the vlog, no? So yeah, so you can actually do this. So interesting. Like the one, Mr. Beast, no, very popular guy, di ba? He's a very popular person, so he doesn't want that ang iyahang, for example, ang iyahang tawagan ni somebody will also make use of his trademark, no? So Mr. Beast, let's see ha. Kabalo mo ni, he's a very popular guy in YouTube, di ba?
Yes.
So Mr. Beast, sama din ang Mr. Beast. Dagan makay Beast, no? So
Mr. Beast.
so there are so many beasts here, guys. Master Beast, Spirit Beast, Beast Monk, so different beasts. Okay? Oh, kana siya. Okay. So you can actually find no trademarks here. Just go to ipofil.gov.ph, and then when you're there already, services, so you can understand about patent, utility model, industrial design. So these are your basic, no? So patent, utility model, industrial design, trademark, and copyright. So these are really the parang the main IPs that you wanna pursue, no? So you can also, patent, you can also find for patent. Ang problema na lang kung ano ilang kuan is, for example, you go to patent, then patent search. If you would want to look into the different patent applications that were applied here in the Philippines, no? So that's the thing that you wanna do, no? So find out. So okay, yeah. So medyo matagal, no? So I don't really like. I'm sorry to tell you this, but there are so many. No, there are so many. For example, databases, no, that are really okay. So on the left side, I want to click the applicant, okay, because usually the applicant is easy to identify. Now, for example, we go back here. We type Caraga State University. Supposedly, this should be like automatically be giving you options now. So here, so Caraga State University, and then search. So you'll see here the patent applications of Caraga State University. So you go to IPOFIL. Okay. So here, so it's a combination of utility model and patent. So these are different designs. Now, I don't know if you guys develop machines. So most of them are agricultural in nature, no? Okay. So this one, if you can read here, this is a banana peeling machine. It says here, examine, recommended for grant. I think this is very, very near in terms of issuance of the patent, no? Others are withdrawn or on substantive because there are issues with that. So you can see also the status here of the cacao beans. Yeah. So there are also issues. So they're also registered. So this one is a registered utility model. Basically, this is a parang the title is knockdown multifunctional furniture, no? So protected under utility model. Another one is a board registered as a utility model. Another one is a chair but withdrawn ang status, no? So that means that perhaps there were problems in terms of payment or non-response. There are even applications that were not really pursued, no, and left out na lang because it was decided na it's not good to continue it in terms of the application. So basically, that's where you can go, no, in terms of looking for patents and then trademark. This one is a combination of utility model and patent. So here also there's design, diba? Design. So if you go back there, you can see that that's also a database for industrial design. So you can explore more about the Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines, and you can learn more about trademark, utility model. No? So for example, if you want to apply, basically anybody can apply trademark. Now that's easy. But in terms of filing for patent, utility model, design, there is set of rules, no, that governs. It's much more difficult to come up with unless if you have idea already, no. But in terms of writing, you have to write it properly, so it's not easy, no. So there is a language that you need to follow, no. So in terms of the application, so trademark, it's easy, no. So if you want to apply for trademark because you're very interested that you want to protect your trademark, so you can go to e-services. No, just wait. No, so it's slow. Then supposedly, yeah, here you can see here it's online. Now, all of these are online application. File your trademark, and this is where you try to fill in information. Okay, so you will be asked, no, in terms of medyo gamay siya. So let me make it bigger. So language is English. So this is where, like, what kind of mark do you have? No, so if you have only a word mark, just like Caraga State University in a word, no, then close open parenthesis CSE, a word mark is represented using words, letters, numbers, or any other characters that can be typed. And then you have figurative mark that is represented using pictures, graphics, or images. A figurative mark does not contain words or letters, no? So it's just simply a picture, no, a photo. Then it's a combination of figurative with words mark. And so for example, the face of Jollibee, bee itself, and the word Jollibee. No? So that's a combination. So it contains word elements combined with the use of pictures, graphics, or images. And then the 3D mark, if you have a three-dimensional mark, then yeah, so that belongs to that particular, I don't know, category. So if you click this, so again, pakita na gito, no. Naman to sa inyo, pinakagwapo kinahay. No, pinakagwapo. Sorry. So this one might have, when they try to search this, and then they will find for a very close, I don't know, word. So this one is disclaimer: if any words or component of the mark over which no exclusive right is claimed. So usually you don't fill this now, unless if there is a, for example, there's a logo. So for example, in Navigato, there's a logo of the USTP shirt. So meaning to say, you include here the DOSTP shared logo, no? Because you don't have exclusive right. No, you don't have exclusive right over that. Okay. Now, this one is, if you go to the bottom part, check if it is a collective mark. Kita rin nyo, di ba? Check if it's a collective mark. If your mark is a collective mark, then you click this. That means that they need to identify if it's collective or not. And then you proceed next. So let's simulate, no? Sige, pinakagwapo. Next, I think it's loading. So goods and services. So goods and services. So what goods or services should this trademark protect? So you can actually, like, if this is related to clothing, you can type related to clothing. So, and then you will be given a particular reference code, no? So, or that is related to this. No? So, is it, so even here it's showing a very specific word, no, or words or phrases like chemicals for treating wearing apparel. No? So many things. If you're very particular with like clothing, deodorants for and textiles of clothing, whether you can check that, no? Then you can go all others that are applicable to you. So meaning to say, you can just click, no? Okay. So I cannot check now. So add terms. So meaning to say, that will be added already. No? So you just have to, once you're done in terms of the categories of the product, diba? Or the services. So pwede na siya, you can proceed next. So if there are particular priorities, no? So no, there is no priorities for this. Meaning to say, nabakay earlier applications, no, in another country or office in the last 6 months. So right here, immediately you can see that there is a fee already that is reflecting here, 2617. Wala na siya. Then they will be asking for your details, no? So in terms of kinsaday ka, no? Or do you have a lawyer or representative? So that means because you're applying, you're the one applying, so you're the applicant. Okay? So is this a business company or individual? Individual. Because you're trying to build your vlog, for example. So you need to fill in this information and then that's it. No? So next. If you don't have a representative, that's okay. Then you can proceed with next. No? And then the last phase would be confirm and sign. So they will be asking you to confirm and then sign. And basically, once you click everything, they will send you, because you type here an email address. So they will ask you to kind of, very important, there's an SLS here. So they will be providing you a link, no, and then where to pay for your application. So yeah, that's how easy for trademark, but patent is entirely different. Okay. All right. So let's go back to perhaps questions you may have. Do you have questions? Yes, Colonel. You have question, Colonel?
Yes, sir. Sir, last question, sir.
Sure.
Sir. It's about patent and trademark, sir. I just want to know, sir, the difference between the two, sir. Since mas familiar ako sa patent, sir. Then okay, since karon pa ako na-introduce sa trademark, sir. Pero sa kanay, sir, mas familiar ako sa patent. Since pero ang akong nibalan is both of them is for protection of rights or something ana, sir. So I just want to know, sir, the difference with sir sa ila, sir.
Okay. So basically, from what we covered, no, so these are different types of IP. No, so these are different kinds of IP that you can seek for, depending on what kind of products or that you have developed. No, the kind of idea that you expressed. No, in terms of, so basically, diba, we said that idea will not be protected, no, but you have to express that idea. Now, in terms of the different kinds of IP, so these are different parang protection, no? Kinds of protections. If you have invention, product or process, then you seek for the patent protection, no? So, or utility model. If so, as mentioned earlier, that you need to satisfy the requirements of a patent. So you are more particular in terms of the functionality of the product, no, the product itself. When we talk about patent, so how does it work? How does it functions? What are the technical effects of the inventive aspect of your product? No, so how will this kind of parang improve the process, or the product is solving the particular problem, no, eliminating the problem. So more on the product or process in terms of solving problems. For trademark, basically what they're trying to do is like this is the this distinguishing feature, no, that okay, this company has a particular trademark, and then you will immediately identify that okay, that's the trademark of ano that's the trademark of OD. For example, no, sa OD na car, you have four circles, four circles. For example, sa Olympics, no, so you have those rings. Imagine those rings. Immediately, if you see those 5 rings, if you're familiar with the Olympics, so that immediately, no, so associated with the Olympics, and it has nothing to do with the product in itself, no, so the functionality of the product, because in the first place, that is not really a product, no, but that's a symbol, no, association, a symbol that is associated with a particular organization, a particular business organization, or a particular service or a company, no, so yeah, so those are primarily the two differences of this particular IP, patent and trademark. So patent and are really focused on the products and processes. And that solves problems. So it's in terms of what's more important. So I think all of them are important. These different kinds of IP. Of course, the first thing you need to have is you have this particular expression of your idea, no, that you can protect. And actually, we don't have much time, but there is still one more that I would try to discuss, no, the copyright, maybe on Monday. So copyright is really different as well. Now, if you look at this on the left side, engineers focus on the industrial property, but for those creative people, they are particular with protecting their works under the copyright, and that's what we need to discuss also on Monday. So for engineers, we are more particular with this patent, trademark, industrial design for businesses. So really for businesses, they are they seek protection. Otherwise, these trademark inventions would be copied by somebody else, and then they can benefit from it, and then they will not seek for license agreements. So things like that. All right. I hope that's clear, guys.
Sir, klaro kayo, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Colonel. All right. So we will try to talk because I think the copyright is a bit long. So although usually when we give talk to copyright, we provide that to the education, students of the education, no? But it is becoming also important, no, not only for those guys, but for us also engineers, not to understand the copyright. So I'll give time for that on Monday, no, before we proceed with the discussion on finance, no, simple discussions on finance. All right. Is there additional question or that you want me to address, or you're okay with this? All right, so present today is Kiana, Marlo, Amiel, David, Erlington, Jessa, Giselle, Jubil, Juniel, Colonel, Lloyd, Matt, Maiza, and Yanni. Right. So if you don't have questions anymore, I hope to see you guys on Monday And yeah, so enjoy the rest of the week. If you have classes, enjoy your classes. And we may be shifting no, so next year na siguro to face. All right, so thank you guys for joining the class today. We have to say goodbye, and I hope you enjoy na. You have learned something different today. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Goodbye po.
sir. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day,
Thank you,
guys. Ingat.
Thank you,
No?
sir.
Thank you. You're welcome also, everybody. Bye-bye.